Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you. It always is. I hope you're doing well. We've got the final tonight over in Washington, and we've got the first day over in Toronto. 5 of the best to go through. Shouldn't take that much of your time. Before we get started, like the video. If you would, get yourself subscribed to the channel. If you're not already, we continue to grow each and every day. I'd appreciate it if you got involved. You can support the channel if you want. Quick shout out to those who have sent a few tips over the past week or two. I appreciate each and every one of you. Very, very grateful for that. And get your comments in with your predictions. As always, anything that I'm going for personally will be in that pinned comment. Feel free to check that out if you want. And we'll get right into it. Let's get it on. Very well, folks. I figured while we're here and we've got plenty of time, we'll go through this final that we've got tonight over in Washington. We've got Davidovich, Fokina, Alex de Minaur. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? Certainly not me. I think everyone pretty much had this down to Taylor Fritz and Shelley, did they not? What happened to them two? Davidovich, Fokina dealt with the pair of them, that's what. These have played each other 5 times before. Head to head is 3-2 to the Spaniard. First time's in 2018, last time was in Toronto. That went the way of Alex de Minaur. 2023, 6-1, 6-3. How much it's going to help us in this one, I'm not too sure. Now, contrary to what the odds would suggest, you're getting Alex de Minaur around 1.4, 1.35. I think this has the potential to be a hell of a lot closer than that. I really do. Who've you been more impressed with? No doubt, I've been impressed with de Minaur all season, and especially this tournament. But if you've been impressed with the Demon, you have to have been impressed with Davidovich, Fokina. You've been very, very similar, somewhat identical. How are they both going to hold up in the final? Now, I have said more often than not about Alex de Minaur when it gets to this point. He does, I do tend to worry about the nerves, more often than not. He got to the final last time in Rotterdam, albeit he ran into Carlos Alcaraz. Not much you can do about that. But more importantly, it's Davidovich, Fokina. I feel like this guy is more than past due a title. More than due a title. 3rd final on the year. No stranger to going on deep runs. He's been doing it all season, taking out high quality opponents. Just been falling short. What were the finals? It was earlier on in the season. I remember one was against Kecmanovic. At Delray Beach. He shat the bed to Kecmanovic. He should have won that one, for those that remember. And then the tournament after that, over in Acapulco, he had a decent run as well. Came up against Thomas Mahac. For those that remember, we had Thomas Mahac on the outright and that, and he ended up getting it done. So there's another final gone for him. Like I said, deep run after deep run. Super solid, super consistent, a hell of a lot better this season than I'd have ever thought he'd have been. Well, Alex de Minaur's been pretty much, I'm not going to say he's done just what I expected him to do, but he kind of has. He's one of the best. He is one of the best around. He's very tough to beat. Going off how they've both been playing so far this week, I have been more impressed with the Spaniard. I mean, Jaume Munar, Leonard Etienne, Taylor Fritz, Ben Shelton. That's alright, isn't it? As far as the draw goes, doesn't get much better than that. I'm afraid Alex de Minaur's taken out Boo, Uriel Hečka, Binach, and Corentin Moutet. Decent, fairly decent, excellent run to say the least, but it's just not as impressive as what Davidovich, Fokina has managed to do. The Taylor Fritz game, quick, press F to pay respects for Taylor Fritz. What did he do? What did he do in front of his home fans, man? I couldn't believe that. That couldn't have made you proud to being an American. And the same with the Ben Shelton game. He turned up and got absolutely fucking fisted in the semi-finals, 6-2, 7-5. Yeah, you just can't write it. But fair play to the Spaniard, he more than deserves to be in this spot. I feel like if you're taking out Taylor Fritz, he was the favourite to win. He was the favourite. Everyone thought he was good for the title. I thought he was at least good for the final. Obviously not. And then Ben Shelton, straight after it. You'd think that makes Davidovich, Fokina the favourite for the title, but it actually doesn't, because he's going to have to get past the Demon, and that is a task many struggle to deal with. many struggle to deal with. We said it about the BNAC game, didn't we? It doesn't really matter how strong you are. And I feel like Davidovich Fokina most definitely can stand there and be able to hit through with Alex Kecmanovic on the day. But not many can. He plays within the pace so well. You're going to have to find another way to beat this guy. More often than not, we see Alex Kecmanovic beat himself. I think it's just going to come down to nerves. It really is. Both have been very, very fucking consistent, very efficient this week. I think statistically you'd give the edge to Alex Kecmanovic on the numbers anyway. You could go and check for yourself, but I think he's I'm not going to say he's dealt with a hell of a lot easier opponents, but he kind of has, so maybe Davidovich Fokina has had to struggle a little bit more. But going off what we've seen, they've only dropped one set each. I am more impressed with what I've seen from the Spaniard. I don't really agree with him being that big of a dog, but then again, 1.4, 1.45 for Alex Kecmanovic in a spot like this. It does seem to be an ideal parlay piece. It really does. I would like to think, given what we've seen from Davidovich Fokina, he could at least cover that spread. It's currently sitting at 3.5. I don't know what you'd want to do with that. We could be in for an over. Hey, look, I mean, Kecmanovic could just turn up and wipe the floor with him. He could do. Davidovich Fokina could just turn up and fucking smoke him like he done with Ben Shelton. If you can beat Taylor Fritz and you can beat Shelton in the States, I would imagine you would have a very good go to beat Alex Kecmanovic. But I don't know. I'm not too sure. I don't really fancy taking the Demon at 1.4, and I don't really think I'm brave enough to go with Davidovich Fokina as a dog. I wouldn't mind taking him on the points. I guess I'd kind of expect Alex Kecmanovic to get this one done. You don't really need me to tell you that. Right then, folks, first off for us over in Canada today. Only got the 4, shouldn't take that much of your time. We've got Adam Walton, Benjamin Bonzi. Oh, what a match. What a match to start with, eh? I wouldn't know what to do with this one. For what it's worth, I'll say this. I don't think I could go anywhere near Benjamin Bonzi at the moment. This guy opened up around 1.5. For those that care, it's now currently sitting at 1.8. Quite a bit of cash coming in on the Australian. I kind of expected it. Neither one of these tend to be a player that I really do much business with. Benjamin Bonzi, I've done a bit more with in the past as opposed to Adam Walton, but who can you trust? I mean, looking at it on paper, 27 and 15 for Walton on the hard court this year. That's decent. 9 and 8 for Benjamin Bonzi. Benjamin Bonzi has been far from consistent, that we all know. 15 and 18 on the season, 30 and 22 for Adam Walton. Much better. Look, going off just what I seen last week, or the week before rather, over in Mexico, Adam Walton getting to the semi-finals before he ran into El Chapo. Ended up getting beaten in that one. No shame in that whatsoever. That is pretty much as good as I've seen Adam Walton play since we were last on the hard court, or since he was last on the hard court over in April. So it's a little something to go off, Pacheco, Mendez, Basafaretti, James Duckworth, and then the loss to Chapo. It's not a lot, but it's kind of a little bit more than what we've seen from Benjamin Bonzi. You're going right back to the start of the season. The first 2 tournaments was when you could probably say he was playing his best tennis, but even the wins then, they weren't much to write home about. I mean, Brisbane and Adelaide, McCabe, Andreeve, Tabilo got beat by Djere, and then Fanini, James McCabe, and 2. And then the Australian Open, David Goffin and Francesco Pesaro. It's not great. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not exactly setting the world alight by any means. Won 3 of his last 10. You know what I mean? 3 of his last 10. Patrick Zaraj, 2, and then just snuck one in on Medvedev in Wimbledon out of nowhere. You just can't write it with this guy. You just can't. In his last 10, he's been beat by Taylor Fritz, Pierre Hughes Herbert, Yuri Lehechka, Quinton Halys, Brandon Holt. That that absolute stinker against Jordan Thompson in the second round in Wimbledon. And then he got beat by Fabian Madison. Straight sets in Washington, 7-5, 6-1. Yeah, I don't know if there's much business to be done with Benjamin Bonzi today. I would have to go with Adam Walton, at least for a set while he's a dog. I mean, 1.5 all the way up to 1.8. That's quite the drop in it now. It's just food for thought. But I'd maybe just take Adam Walton for a set if I had to go on that one. And then next up's going to be Sebastian Ofner and Rally Opelka. Sebastian Ofner. After the first round in Austria, absolutely not. He still hasn't won. Still on that losing streak since Wimbledon. Dimitrov beat him in the third round. He looked awful against Demir Djuma on the clay over in Bastad. And then he looked equally as bad against Jan-Lennard Struff over in Austria. Safe to say, I expected a hell of a lot more from Sebastian Ofner over in his home tournament, but we just didn't get it. I don't think, has he played on the hard court this season? He hasn't. Right, so this will be the first game for Sebastian Ofner on the hard court, so it's not even a transition back. It's just uncharted territory as far as this year goes. 17-10 on the clay, 4 and 3 on the grass, rather. It's been decent. He didn't look too great. He hasn't looked the best the past couple of weeks, I'll give him that, but he's had a fairly solid season after he's came back, you have to admit. I just can't help but think, and I could be wrong obviously, I can't help but think that if you're going to, the current state that you're in, if you're going to struggle with Jan-Lennard Struff on the clay, you're most likely going to struggle against Rally Opelka on the hard court. Now, like I said, we haven't seen him on the hard court. He may look fucking fantastic today. He just may. But I highly doubt it, going off what I seen last time out over in Austria. Rally Opelka, I mean, 1-1 in Washington. Didn't expect him to get past Medvedev, although we knew it was more than possible. Did take a set. Decent enough, kind of what we expected. Was that 5-5? Yeah, 5 in his last 10. You know what you're going to get from Rally Opelka, providing he can just turn up, stand behind his serve. There's always enough free points within that for him to at least keep it close. He is coming into this as a favourite. How big of a favourite? 1.6. 1.6. Rally Opelka opened up for me at 2.4 and he's now currently sitting at 1.6. As for Sebastian Ofner, 1.6 all the way up to 2.2. Quite a lot of cash coming in on Rally Opelka. I kind of understand it. How much I can trust it, I'm not so certain, but like I said, just based off what we know already and what we've seen, we are kind of gambling on the unknown when it comes to this season's hard court abilities of Sebastian Ofner, so I would probably have to go with Rally Opelka in that. 1.7, 1.65, 1.7, any takers on that? I mean, if you're taking that, you probably wish you could have got him around 2.4, right? I don't know. That is one hell of a drop in price, if you'd ask me. Just keep an eye on that. But I feel like it would be Rally Opelka, if anything. Who else have we got? Is this one of the Canadian guys? That Nicholas, I'll just say this, is it Arseneault? Something like that. Yeah, let's just call him Nicholas for now. Canadian Nick. And then Laszlo Djere. Now looking at the rankings, 66 for the Canadian, 68 for Laszlo Djere. You'd usually look at that if you didn't know too much about it and go, oh yeah, this one picks itself. And if that didn't sway you enough, you'd look at the odds. 1.14 for Laszlo Djere. We're currently getting Laszlo Djere at Carlos Alcaraz prices. Absolutely fucking not. The price is wrong, bitch. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that's right. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know too much, if anything, about the Canadian, because, quite frankly, I don't. Played a hell of a lot of games so far this season over on the ITF. Pretty much all of them. All season on the ITF till the start the start of this month, and he's played himself 2 challenger tours, got to the round of 16 after qualifying for Winnipeg, and then got sent home in the first round in Granby against James Trotter. Yeah, so how much I can read into this one, I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't. He's very young as well. What's that? 2007? 18 years old. Laszlo Djere, like, you don't need me to tell you. He's much more proven, much more experienced, and everything else. He ain't got much of a hard-court game, to say the least. 1 and 2 this year, 2 and 5 the year before. If you're going to get at this dude, it's going to be on the hard-court surface. He is on a 3-game losing streak. Whether it's going to mean that much coming into this one, I'm not so sure. This, whether you're a hard-court specialist or not, you probably should get this one done. Just with that 1.12, 1.10, I can't get over that. I can't get over it. There's no business to be done. I always say at a price like that, especially in the best of 3, it's the dog plus the games or nothing. You will get a massive spread for the Canadian, I would imagine. Laszlo Djere 1.1. No, just because I'm absolutely disgusted in that, I'd just say take the dog. Just take the dog and see what happens. But 1.9. I'm going to stop going on about it. 1.1, 1.15 for this guy is absolutely criminal. And then last up, we have got Kecmanovic, Quinton Halys. Could prove to be the more competitive of the bunch today. It's a bit of a rough one. It's a bit of a rough one, this. You're getting Kecmanovic around 1.6. 1.6 to be precise. 2.3. 2.4 for Quinton Halys. These played each other earlier on in the season, over in the French Open on the clay. Quinton Halys 3-1, and the odds were somewhat identical to that one too. You were getting Kecmanovic as a slight favourite, and it didn't go his way, unfortunately. What are the odds this one goes his way too? I'm not too sure. I don't think you could pick either one. This would be a match. If it was anywhere else, you'd stay well away from it, just because it's one of the 4. Don't feel the need to force anything on this. 12 and 8 on the hard court for Kecmanovic this year. 10 and 8 for Quinton Halys. Very close indeed. Overall, 17 and 20 for the French, 20 and 20 for Kecmanovic. You kind of having to pick the best of a bad bunch with this one. You know, neither one have either, well, been very fluid, to say the least. Found much form this season. 2-game losing streak for the pair. Both have come back and transitioned onto the hard court. Neither one found any success. Kecmanovic got beat by Zachary Zvada in Washington first round. And then Quinton Halys has tried his hand twice. Fikovic beat him. Kovacevic beat him. I don't care about the Kovacevic match, even if it was after his title run in Mexico. The game to Fikovic, he probably shouldn't have been losing that. Probably shouldn't have lost that one. That was a little bit concerning. Both of these have won 3 of the last 10. Sonego, Bonzi and Rodriguez Taverna for Quinton Halys, and then Kecmanovic has beat Sebastian Baez, Alex Michelson and Jesper de Jong. You've just got to pick your poison. You pay your money and you take your choice. I feel like this could easily be an over. Very close one, maybe a tiebreaker in this. I don't see either one turning up and smoking the other. Maybe a set piece. I don't know. It's the first round, and it's the first day of the first round. Just take it easy. Don't feel obliged to take any of these. Like I said, if this was anywhere else, anywhere else pretty much, you wouldn't have went anywhere near it. Well, I wouldn't have anyway. I'd lean towards an over. And I think that will do us. That is going to do us for, well, at least for this one, over in Canada. I will be back tonight with the second round. The second day, rather. Apologise. It's super early over here. I thought I'd just get up early because I fell asleep last night. There was only a few, so yeah. We'll be back tonight, most definitely, with a hell of a lot more matches. Be able to go through the majority of them. Make sure you've got your notifications on. Don't know what time that's going to be, probably around 10, 11 UK time. So you convert that into your own and do with that what you will. But I won't be saying good night to you, funnily enough. I'll be saying good morning to you for once. Yeah, feels strange saying that. But have yourselves a good day, folks. I appreciate you watching this one. Make sure you watch the other one tonight as well. See you later. Have yourself a good one. Best of luck if you're having a go today. And I'll see you in a bit. See you around.